Hello. In my morning meditation today, I got the message that I need to share some real tips with you guys today and girls. And yeah, I follow my guidance, right? So I thought, why not share some really personal ways of how Roy and I keep our relationship so juicy and so loving and so supportive and so amazing. I mean, I'm in it, so I can have bragging rights, right? So I think it would be helpful if I just share some of the tips, some of the things that we do, and maybe you'd like to incorporate those in your relationship. Maybe you'd like to start thinking about these things as we talk about how do we keep a relationship alive? How do we keep it inspiring? How do we keep it hot? How do we keep it that it really supports both partners to thrive? Good question, right? Well, I've been around the block a bit. So I'm on my second marriage, and I would say on my third real vital relationship in this life. So I got married really young at the age of 22, and I had my first son at the age of 23. I met my first husband when I was 18, and he was 22 years older than me. So that was a huge challenge and a huge, beautiful journey that I had with him for 16 years until we got divorced. And then I had my next vital relationship, and that was the biological dad of our daughter Grace. And yeah, then you know the story of me meeting Roy, and then we started our relationship and got married very, very soon because we knew from day one, this is it, right? And since then, we've been on an amazing path, and I know with every beat of my heart that this is my soulmate, and Roy knows that too. So how do we do this? How do we keep it really fun and authentic? And I thought I'd share a fun tip with you today. You ready for that? Do you want to give me a few yeses? I love motivation. So if you want to hear a really hot tip that Roy and I use staying connected, even though we travel a lot, we're super busy. We're kind of like Siamese twins when we're at home because we are kind of glued together. But we also are very, very busy in our work lives. So even though we live together and we spend virtually 24/7 together, we often have days where we don't see each other all day because we're all so busy. And then there are times like just now where Roy is in China for 3 weeks. And 3 weeks is a long time to go without your loved one, right? So how do we do that? Well, we've learned long distance relationship right from the start, because when we met, we were both in different countries, had very, very busy lives, and we had to go from heart to heart right from day one. So we've learned to really nurture that heart to heart connection and are able to take it along huge distances. So one of the ways how we love to do that is to send each other voice messages, because the voice and your way of saying things, the vibrations that come with a voice message are so much more than just a text. They're so much more than just, I don't know, a few emojis. So I believe that part of being in a beautiful, healthy relationship is being a beautiful, healthy partner. So I ask myself the question, how can I be my most goddess self? How can I be my most loving self? And how can I really invest in this relationship in a way that I know will bring back so many returns? You see, I think often we sort of see more what we feel we are demanding from the other, or we say, okay, my partner has to give me this, this, and this, and then I'm going to be nice. But is that really true? Isn't it so often that when we are our most loving selves, we're actually an inspiration to the other to do the same? And I believe when our partners see that we love ourselves just as much as we love them, then it becomes okay for them to do the same. And then we can have real conversations. We can be really authentic and real in the needs that we have. And we can find creative ways of finding solutions for maybe areas where we're not aligned with each other. So when Roy travels a long way, I not only send voice messages, I send voice messages. So I love keeping that spark alive and that fire of passion. I need that in my life, and so does Roy. And we're both very kinesthetic people. So when we're kinesthetic people, we are very connected to our bodies. We are very connected to our feelings. So when one of us travels to a different part of this world, that can be hard to sustain because you're physically not close. But here's the thing. If you use your voice and all your imagination in describing scenes of what you would like to be doing with that person in that moment, when you maybe feel that you're missing them or that you would like to be close to them, you are sending that whole reality over too. So when they hear that, they have the chance to really step in to your reality of what you are dreaming and wishing of right now. They can connect to you in a way, way deeper level than just with a text or even a phone call. Isn't it true that phone calls can go super wrong? Because sometimes we just call someone, especially if they're loved ones, and we kind of expect that they are in the right space right now to receive us. And I've learned that's not always the case. I know that sometimes when I'm, with my head somewhere else or I'm busy doing something, I don't really want to be disturbed. So it's about being that honest, authentic, and real with each other, of making sure that when we connect, we're both in a good space. Do you know what I mean? Is this making sense? Cool. So I love sending hot, saucy audio messages to my husband when he's gone, and I know he loves getting them. And we can get quite some energy ping-ponging across the continents by just allowing ourselves to really be totally vulnerable, be totally honest in our desires, and play out that invitation. So I invite you to try out that too, to keep that passion alive in your relationship. Because when you're passionate about keeping that passion alive, and if you create space for that and you stay playful with it, then you can both discover so much about each other, about the potential of your relationship, and you can get into lots of juicy things like magical manifestation with each other. So these are the sort of things that we talk about in our Crystalline coaching community, because that's a really safe space where I can give more details than on a broad platform like this. And we can go into real deep details of helping you in your relationship to say, okay, where are maybe your blocks? Where are you maybe not hearing each other? Where are you not feeling understood? How can you be a better partner? How can you playfully with each other engage again on a new level and discover new things with each other? And, in our hot seats, we really go into your issue. So you get to be one-on-one with us. And for 20 minutes, we give you all that we have, and we help you find those hidden spots, maybe those blind spots that we often can't see because we're so in the woods that we can't see the trees, so that's what we offer in the coaching community, and I just want to let you know that that is possible. So we have many international members. The beauty of that is that we're actually even working now on a concept where we can take that even further and really offer, I think, maybe the first multilingual coaching site where you get to have real support by trained experts. We're getting our Omega health coaches, they're certified health coaches who have been trained by us, who really invested a lot of time and money into this concept. So know that we're busy working on that to make it even more accessible to you, even if you maybe are in Italy or in Germany or in Switzerland or in Holland or all the amazing countries that we know you're following us from. And up until now, we've had the challenge that language was sometimes a barrier. But we are now, thank God, to new technology and to new creative solutions, finding a way how we can even offer coaching support in many different languages. So stay tuned about that. And then let me know how you are doing. What are things that you are struggling with? And the best place to really sort of start engagement outside of the coaching community where I can give you my full attention is the Joy Tribe. So the Joy Tribe is a free online community that I am hosting together with my husband, Dr. Roy. And it's called the Joy Tribe because we are out there to spread joy, to seek joy, to find positive messages, to support support each other, to also tune into all the good that's happening on this planet. Because I know there's a lot of disaster, there are a lot of wars, there's a lot of really big injustice going on. And believe me, I tune into that as well. But that said, I know that if we give our focus onto what's not right in this world and just stay tuned into that, we're going to lower our frequencies and we will not be able to find solutions for the problems that we're facing. So I believe a real strong part in all of us goddesses and love warriors and whatever label you want to give yourself is that we are able to stay our best selves. So we stay strong, we stay courageous, we stay connected to our highest selves. We stay in communication with our communities. We stay in communication with the networks that we want to support. We tune into people who are doing great things on this planet. So there are many beautiful charities and foundations and organizations who are working big time on trying to clean this planet up and make it a better place. And one of those charities is Just Like My Child. And I know the founder, Vivian Glick, and I love Vivian. And I really admire the work that she has been doing in Uganda, trying to get girls and women there to have education, to get clean water, to have things like menstrual pads when they go through puberty and become women, right? There's so much good that's happening, and I am so excited that we are supporting Just Like My Child. I'm going there in Uganda. We've made donations, but the much more exciting part is that I have finally been able to launch my first physical product, and that is the Goddess Tops. So we've created a Goddess box, and it'll be limited because there's only a limited amount of boxes that I can physically send out, because that's what I'm going to be doing. And I will, in my garage, be making these boxes, which are really rather beautiful, where you get to own that goddess in you. So we're getting ready to launch that. Stay tuned to that. You'll see posts all over Facebook or social media. If you're on our newsletter, you will be getting all the updates anyway. So that's maybe a good point. If you're not signed up to our newsletter, so you're not getting updates from us, then go to Kristaline.com, spelt Christ all in. And no, we're not a religion, we are not a sect, but we believe in bringing the Christ consciousness back onto this planet. And the Christ consciousness for us stands for things like compassion and kindness and forgiveness. So if that tunes in with you, then do sign up for our newsletters. We keep sending out, all the next events that we're hosting. And I have a few dates here for you, and I'll be happy to run them through with you, so you know where you get to see us live. And you might even get a hug if they're not thousands of people. So the next time we are in Europe is in June. So Roy is in China right now teaching, and next we'll be traveling to June in Vienna. So we're traveling to Vienna in June. Here we go. It's the 9th and the 10th of June. We're going to be hosting a heart healing coach weekend. It's level 1. So anybody who's interested in healing their hearts, and I know that sounds like a huge project, and it is, but it's a fun one, is welcome to come and join us there. You'll have to be live. We're not live streaming it. We're going to be translating into German, so you'll have English, German as the language options. Vienna is a beautiful city, and we'll be there for the weekend to teach anybody interested to learn how to forgive, how to melt down heart walls, how to open up to love again, how to be able to express love, receive love, how to burn karma, how to release those tethers that often hold us back from really being our most amazing selves. And that is something we're doing in Vienna. I'm really, really looking forward to going back to Vienna. Some of you know I used to live in Austria for many, many years. I lived in Salzburg, and I love Vienna. I love the vibe in Vienna, and actually my eldest son is studying in Vienna. So I'm not going to be seeing him because he's traveling just then when I'm there, but it's so fun for me to be back in one of my home countries. So stay tuned for that. Then on the 23rd of June, I'll be teaching and a goddess workshop in Holland. So it'll be a day on how to connect to your inner goddess. We all have her in there. She's just sleeping, maybe she's hurt, maybe she's feeling, I don't know, not seen, maybe she's hiding somewhere, but you all have an inner goddess, and I am there to help you waken her up again and spark light into her, and, you know, get that flame of passion running in your veins again. So if that is of interest to you, I believe that will be live streamed. So there again, stay tuned. It's on the 23rd of June in Holland. And all these dates you will find on Kristaline.com in our events section. And then in our newsletter, this is also really fun, we are going to be offering you the online training of the Oracle Masterclass again. So this is completely different in a way than the live stream. So I know that some of you got the live stream when you were there, so you have the recordings anyway. But this, what we're offering in, I think it's in a few days, you will find it all over our newsletter and in the social media, is actually, as I believe, the very first online training to become an oracle. So we've been talking a lot about what it means to be an oracle, and some of you may know that, some of you may not, but basically an oracle is someone who is tuned into his or her intuition, who is tuned into his or her highest self, knows the difference between the messages from the heart and the brain and the fear, knows how to tune into the highest frequencies to really get the messages that serve you to make your life more easy, more effortless, more gracious, more loving, more joyful, all those good things. So we teach in 4 modules how to become an oracle. And if you want to become an oracle and call yourself a certified Kristaline Oracle, then at the end of the 4 modules of the online or live training, you have to see some live to be able to take the exam, for instance, to become a certified oracle. Then we list you on our sites and you become part of our really closest tribe that we work with. But if you are not interested in becoming an oracle, then I still encourage you to check out this training, because it's one of the only trainings that I know, it's actually the only one that I know that is structured in this way and that offers such a broad spectrum of skills of how to untap that psychic inside of you. So we all have psychic skills. We are all born highly intuitive, highly connected, but due to our conditioning, due to the way that we're brought up, due to the schools that we go to, due to the way that our brain is trained, we sadly often lose that intuition. We lose our connection to our psychic skills, and we literally shut off our channels. And I have just seen in coaching really thousands of people that this shutting off of channels causes us often to feel disconnected, sad, depressed, angry, frustrated, just not on mission, not on path, because we're no longer hearing our own body's messages. We're no longer hearing the messages of the universe. We're kind of in a bubble, and it's not a good bubble, right? So I've seen this. And due to the fact that I developed this Oracle training together with Roy in its first edition 7 years ago and trained 124 Oracles in that time, and we still have contact with many, actually most of these Oracles, I know that what we teach really works. And I know that every single one of the people who joined that Oracle training were set onto their path and their mission in a way clearer way. They were able to unleash powers inside of them they did not know they had. They were able to get clear on their mission. They were able to find clarity in their financial status, in their relationships. You know, it's so life impacting to be attuned to the wisdom of the universe that there is no end to the implications that you have. So now that we have this in its latest edition, and we have added so much, because I've learned so much, we have added all kinds of ways to tap into those psychic abilities, from remote viewing, which is what we're teaching in the next module, automatic writing, channeling your highest self, connecting to other people's highest selves, knowing the messages of your heart, being able to hear them, to follow them. Then what else do we teach? We teach distance healing. So how do you send healing energy, which is not your energy, but it's the energy of the divine, the energy of the universe, whatever label you want to give it? How do you channel that into your body for your healing? How do you send it to someone else, like your lover who happens to be traveling all over the world, or your family? How do you do that? Well, it's not a mystery. And you see, I feel so passionate about this Oracle training because I believe I'm also on a mission to demystify spirituality, to make spirituality more accessible and more usable in everyday life. Because, you know, when I started out on my spiritual journey, I was younger than 18. I just finished school. I finished school when I was 17, and I just chose to continue learning in all ways that I could. And I was just fascinated by all these metaphysical things. I remember as a little kid, I loved fairies. I'd read all these fairy books. That was kind of the world that I felt most at home in. But yeah, try being a fairy at school, try being a fairy in a very harsh environment, often in business world. So I lost that connection because I thought, oh, this is just all crazy. But then when I finished school and I'd kind of done my thing and I said, okay, I'm going to university, I'm going to do all those smart left brain things, I never gave up on that search for understanding how this universe works. And that's how I invested literally all the extra money that I had, and I didn't have much as a student, into all these workshops, all these trainings. I read a ton, and I still do, of books. I just kept researching. And due to that and my studies of psychology and all the other fun things that I did, I was able to reconnect to that again. And I want to help you do the same. Because I know that sometimes we even give up on spirituality. We give up on the idea that the universe is benevolent, that we are worthy, that there is magic. And we can sometimes lose the connection to our greatest powers. And I'm here to tell you that is not necessary. We can get back into that connection. And I really have devoted my life to spreading this message and to spread joy and to help inspire others to reconnect to that love inside of them, because I believe that's who we are. So I see I've got a lovely audience of beautiful women and men here. Thank you so much for listening to me today. I look forward to seeing you soon, either at one of our live events or in one of our online trainings, in our coaching community, on one of these videos. Hi, Nicole. And yeah, just know I really appreciate all that you do. And if you like our messages and you also believe in uplifting others, then do share these videos. You know, bring others in, invite them into the training. Some of the trainings, like the one in Vienna, is really very cost effective. The hotel that we're hosting it at has even cheap rooms, and I'm told they're really nice too. We'll be staying there. Join us. It's going to be a fun weekend, and I know you will reap the benefits. So, my loves, have an amazing day or night, wherever you may be. Be your most loving self. Shower your loved ones with all that goodness you have inside. Appreciate them. Let them know how much you love them. And let them know why you love them. Let them know what inspires you about them. Let them know how you appreciate what they do for you, what they say to you. Empower that, and you will discover it'll all come back. Adios. Bye-bye.